So since we're adding 10 cards into this deck, that means 10 cards have to come out. These cards weren't necessarily bad, but they were more often than not redundant for the game plan we're trying to win with. The timing for Ancestral Vision just is kind of weird. It's only playable in the starting hand or first or second draw, and while it can be cast from the graveyard by comboing with a couple cards in the deck, it's just a little bit too unreliable. The condition to get a free cast with Baral and Kari Zev is just hard to do consistently. The singular legendary token doesn't really help our game plan either. Many of our spells are low cost, so the potential max value we can gain from this card is pretty minimal. Electrodominance's best value is when that X is large, but this payment is hard to achieve. The free cast afterwards is better if we have more impactful high mana value spells in the deck, but we're pretty low to the ground as far as our mana curve is concerned. This card will perform like a very expensive combo piece to enable Flurry more than anything. Shiny Impetus kind of falls into that Pandemonium deck concept. It's a cool card that makes the game just a little bit more chaotic, but we don't really need it for this deck. For how mana intensive Magma Opus is, it's cost 8 mana, it doesn't really help us that much to win the game, even if we copy it with Shiko and Narset. There are 13 sources of ramp in this deck, so removing one of these for redundancy's sake feels pretty fine. And it hurts me to do this because I think Manaform Hellkite is really cool, but we basically use the flying tokens for free damage, kind of like Gutter Snipe, since the tokens will leave at the end of turn. But remember, this creates tokens with power and toughness based on mana spent. Since we have a lot of low mana value spells, cost reducers, and free spell effects in the deck, this card probably underperforms more than you would expect. The passive card draw on Mangara the Diplomat is good, but it can also be a little bit unreliable. You're probably seeing a theme here. I replaced it with Jeskai Ascendancy. The draw synergizes more with our strategy, and it can also trigger prowess, unlike Mangara. With our token strategy WinCon, Time Wipe is more often hurting us more than it's helping us. An asymmetrical wipe would be better, which we included with Aether Gale. However, we're keeping Vanquish the Horde as an emergency board wipe option for 2 mana. You can then rebuild the same turn. Finally, the last cut from this deck is Velomachus Lorehold. It hurts to cut a dragon, especially one as cool as this one, but it helps us double spell every time it attacks. But its double spell ability can whiff, and it's quite expensive for its utility. It's 7 mana. We don't have too many high mana value spells to make its free spell discount worthwhile.